the best decision you've ever made?
That's hard. Best decision. Well, I will say moving from Virginia to Austin, Texas for my first corporate job was the best decision I made because it made everything else come into line as to where I am right now.
What part of Virginia?
I'm from Chesterfield County. It's a small town called Matoma.
Oh, okay. I was in North Chesterfield for like 4 years.
Nice. Did
Yeah.
you go to school out there?
No, no, actually, no. Was it 3 years? 16? No, it felt like 4 years. I was only out there for like 2.5 years, from 16 to 18,
Okay.
15, 18. Yeah. And
Nice.
I moved from Austin to Virginia.
Oh, wow.
That's how I was like, what part of Virginia?
Yeah, well,
Like, because it was
good.
that new area, the Bon Air area,
Uh-huh.
where it's like Westman's, Costco, Sam's Club, all in that same. Yeah, that's where I was.
Nice.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Uh-huh.
Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Take a Space Podcast. I am your host, Leah, and today I am joined by Shaquanna Chappelle. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Leah.
Absolutely. As you all know, we have been talking to various people in our business owner series, talking to different business owners to get their perspective, to understand their journey, and to hopefully give you some inspiration or advice of how you can advocate for yourself in those spaces. Shaquanna, can you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So I'm Shaquanna Chappelle, a present light of God, is what I like to call myself as far as my purpose. And I just truly believe in women showing up with confidence and power because once I removed my own insecurities and limiting thoughts, that's when I began to see myself in God's perfect image. So, as
Mm.
image and style expert, I help corporate women, women entrepreneurs, step into that confidence, show up with that power that they already have by helping them transform their style so they can look and feel their best as they consistently have to show up for whatever is going on at work, interviews, speaking engagements, brand photo shoots, all of those things. I work with powerful women who just need a little bit help with enhancing or sprucing up their wardrobe.
I That's one thing that really made me want to talk to you when looking at your Instagram, because I had just done a purge in my closet and I was just like, who is this person? Like, why do you still have these jeans? Like, what are these t-shirts? What are you doing? What message are you sending with your clothing? You just don't care? Oh, okay.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
there's such a powerful message in the way we present ourselves, and as Black women, women of color, indigenous women, there is still a Eurocentric point of view in the United States of what is beautiful, what is powerful, what is accepted essentially socially, of what we should look like, whether it's wearing our hair straight or making sure that our skirts are fitted just right, but not too right, because if you have curves, we want to make sure we cover those up. How has that journey been for you in discovering, like, I just want to be me, and I want to be able to dress what's going to make me be the happiest? Tell me a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, definitely. I'll say women as a whole, but it's especially Black women, women of color. We have been conditioned since the beginning of time to be so focused on our appearance. I forgot the exact year, but it was just a long time ago. Like, that is what a woman back in those days was kind of only known good for, was, do you look pretty, what man can you get, all that type of stuff. And that just generation has trickled down to us now. And then, in these days we have social media and we're constantly fed these images of these women looking perfect, quote unquote, because we don't know what they had to do to look that perfect. But um, it's just unfortunate that we beat ourselves up so much about
Hmm.
our appearance because we're trying to fit what society deems as like the accepted norm. Oh, I have to have an hourglass figure, or I have to have long straight hair, or whatever. When in reality, God did not intend for you to look like that. And so a
Right.
big part of the work I do, because I had to do it within myself, was I had to say, you know what, this is Shaquanna. This is how God made me. He made me this way for a reason. And I'm going to honor God by loving myself, accepting myself and who He created me to be, and just using my own creativity, my personality, and my style to reflect that. And so that's why I help women, because I always say, and I have a chapter in my book called Your Style is Your Mindset. How you think and feel about yourself, that's automatically portrayed on your style. And I'm not saying, and I never force anyone to be like dressed up every day or whatever, because that reflects, oh, I have a nice mindset. But it's just how you think about yourself, how you believe, what you believe about yourself, how you view
Hmm.
yourself. It definitely plays a role in how you get dressed and show up. So I help women realize that you're okay just as you are. Let's just figure out, what we can do to make sure that you feel confident and comfortable in showing up as your true authentic self. And then everything else just kind of falls into place.
That is such an awesome thing. I'll say it's it's hard.
Hmm.
It's hard
It is.
after so many years of conditioning and so many, and then you start believing whatever the narrative is. The external narrative becomes the internal narrative. And so when you look in the mirror and it's like, well, I see all these women, like the trend, what he said, being a black woman, hold on, like that trend, and then just seeing all the different shapes, sizes, colors, and the outfits that are put together. I was like, oh snap. And I can just see how many women may look at that and say, well, no, I don't have that shape. Or like, man, I wish I looked like this, then I'll be able to fit these clothes, I'll be able to do this. But one thing that I realized is that I have to, one, accept who I am and not just be like, well, I don't like myself, so I'm just going to drape myself in curtains and hope for the best. You know what I mean? Instead of just being like, well, no, there are things that I can accentuate, different patterns, different styles, different textures, things like that, that won't make me feel like, oh, I have to be buttoned up all the time,
Right.
but I can wear some things that make me feel comfortable. How would you talk to women who are in the workplace, like whether they're working for corporate America, or have a job working for someone else, with them being confident in being professionally dressed?
Yeah. And that has changed so much because of the pandemic, of course. A lot of
Absolutely.
workplaces have been more relaxed. But you still have a lot of people who still want to be dressed business casual, whatever is the norm there. So as far as women who are in those corporate spaces who want to be professionally dressed and what they can do, because it's because I used to be a corporate woman, so I get it. And it's like the microaggressions are real. The comments that we face and have to experience are real, and sometimes that stops Black women from showing up because they're like, I don't want this comment. There
Right,
for me, it
right.
was like I didn't want to switch up my hair as often as I wanted to because I'm like, I don't feel like hearing their comments or hearing what they have to say. Or you have some
Mhm.
women who are like, well, I don't want to wear that. Like, I'm a curvy woman and I am very blessed in the hip area. I've just accepted that. And there are certain things that, on to a normal person, they may say, oh, you look very nice, you're professional. But at work, I'm like, well, let me not wear this because it's going to draw too much attention. So,
Mhm.
um, there are a couple of things. One, I always say that when it comes to what you're wearing, right? Because sometimes I've seen Black women and I've, had to step in as a sister and help them, but I've seen women consider the workplace the club. And I'm gonna have to pull them aside, be like, look, we can't do that. We can't do that.
It's a little short. Oh, it's a little revealing.
Exactly. So I one of the things that I keep in mind is if I have to question it, like then not do that. I even do that if like well when I was going to church in person, like if I have to question it, like if this is appropriate for me, I'm not gonna do it because what happens is if you are like, I don't know if I should wear this, and you end up wearing it anyway, then you're questioning yourself all day and you're being
Right.
self-conscious all day. And little things like that teaches you or trains your brain to question you, to second guess, to be self-conscious. So if
Right.
I, that ruins, I'm really big on protecting my peace. And so if that ruins my peace during the day, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just settle for something that's comfortable. Well, not settle, but just do something that's more comfortable. But in general, when it comes to Black women being in professional spaces and getting dressed, you want to get dressed based on a way that represents who you are and your personality. So if you love showcasing, your history, Black history or whatever, you might want to incorporate certain colors, or you might want to wear certain jewelry like the one I have on or something like that. Like find different ways to still incorporate your personality in the way that you want to express yourself,
Hmm.
and still keep it professional, but always you just want to make sure you stay true to yourself, because long are the days of like the suited and booted navy and Black professional attire. Like you want to wear things that set you apart, because that's what helps build your personal brand in the long run.
Right. As we start to return to the office and get out of our sweats, those of us who are wearing pants, and
Right.
and get back to the office, and maybe we need a wardrobe update because I haven't seen dress clothes in over a year.
Right.
I'll just I'll just say that I have not seen dress clothes in over a year. But what are some pieces that we can start off with to
Mm-hmm.
that will, because one, I don't like shopping. That's the thing with me. Me personally, my sisters, a lot of my sisters are shoppers. I do not. I will sit outside. I'll sit outside and wait for you to get done. I do not want to follow you around the store. I'm not holding a bag. I like no. And then you want to try on stuff too. You don't want to just buy it and then just wear it when you get home. You have better lighting at the house. I'm not a shopper.
Yeah.
But what are some pieces? What are some pieces that we can get to add as basics in our wardrobe as we start, if we're building our wardrobe up from scratch, or transforming our wardrobe to be reflective of who we are today?
Yeah, absolutely. First off, I'm cracking up because you have no idea. Probably in the last week, because I had to attend my client's conference last week, and it was a room full of professional Black women, and it's just between this week, you don't know how many times I've heard, I don't like shopping. I don't like shopping. So when you said that, I'm like, oh my God, and I heard it again. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of women who do not like to shop.
I don't like
And,
it.
and it's
Like,
because of mothers, and because my client's mom was there, and she was like, yeah, she doesn't like shopping because of me. Like I guess mothers, they'll drag you along to go shopping, and they'll go from store to store, rack to rack, go. And I just guess our generation just didn't have the patience for it. So it's just really funny and enlightening that more and more people are coming out and saying, Shaquanna, I don't like shopping. And I'm just like, what? Why?
well, see, I think that I don't like shopping just because so I'm bigger than my sisters, right? So first of all, we're on separate sides of the store. If I can even fit anything in that store. Then I have to go to the dressing room and change into clothes that may or may not fit. Some may fit nice, some may fit wrong. Then it'd be baggy in some parts and tight in some other parts. And then I'm just like, this is the 10th pair of pants I have tried on. My patience is done. I have no more patience for this. Give me a hoodie, Give me some jeans and I'll be set. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I think that's where my impatience from shopping comes from.
No,
It's not necessarily like, oh, I've been dragged to shopping events and excursions all my life. Is no, it's literally because I I wasn't at that point comfortable enough with my body to know what would work and what wouldn't, and I was tired of trying and failing.
got it. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's good perspective. I'm like, man, I need to like really do something for people who don't like that. I mean, I do offer those services, but like just something to get people like going shopping again. I don't know. But anyways.
But once I realized that there were different shapes
Mhm.
and different styles of clothing for different shapes, that was a good start to make me go, okay, I know what type of shirt I'm looking for. I know what cuts to go after so that I'm not just trying on 35 different pairs of pants at JCPenney or going to whatever store because Forever 21 ain't it for me.
Mhm.
But going to whatever store, knowing the shape, knowing the different cuts of shirts, the different cuts of pants and jeans and stuff like that. That has started to happen. Do I like shopping? No, but now I know where exactly to go to make it
Yeah.
less of a hassle.
Yeah, and body type, that's a hot topic. Every time I ask someone, like a group of women, what are you struggling with? Well, I don't know what to wear my body type, so that's a big one. But going back to what to have in your wardrobe, so I'm really big on maximizing your wardrobe, and the way to do that, because to me, like I don't think it's necessary, and I don't like it when women feel like they have to shop every time something comes up. Oh, I need to go to an event, I need to find an outfit, when they have a closet full of clothes. The key is to make sure you have items in your wardrobe that you can mix and match, and have kind of like those other statement pieces that you can add to your outfit to add a little flair to it, and just mixing and matching and making sure your wardrobe is flexible. That's how you really maximize your wardrobe, which means maximize your investment on your clothes as well. But so some essential items, especially for professional women and even entrepreneurs who have to show up a lot. I'm a blazer girl. I love blazers. I love blazers that are in like a pop of color or have some nice print, or even just your standard neutral color blazer. I get all of mine from the thrift store, to be honest with you, because I'm a curvy girl, so they tend to have a lot of nice blazers in my size, and it's very, very quality, and it's like one of a kind type of thing. So I definitely encourage professional women to make sure they have some nice quality blazers in their wardrobe, and you can get them in different fabrics and all that fun stuff. Also a good pair of pants, whatever those look like for you. Some people like wide leg pants, some people like skinny ankle length, pants or trousers or whatever, but just having a good pair of quality pants. And then also having a dress that can be very versatile. So for one of my clients recently, I on her behalf purchased a wrap dress, and it was a sleeveless wrap dress. But we wanted to make sure that we included that in her wardrobe because, now that, if it's cooler in the cooler months, you can layer it with a long sleeve shirt or like a blazer or a jacket over it. In the summertime, you can wear maybe just a short sleeve shirt under it, or you can go sleeveless if you want with some nice sandals. You can wear it with heels, you can wear it with boots. Like there's so many ways that you can wear that item. So we wanted to make sure we included that. A good pair of shoes, and they could be flats, heels. So basically, in every kind of like product category, make sure you have those 1 to 2 go-to pieces that are of quality and that they can be worn with different things. So that's skirts, sweaters, blouses as well. You just want to make sure you have that foundation, those staple pieces. And then what you do, and what I like to do personally, is I like to add statement accessories, like the necklace I have on now. I'll throw this on with this shirt or a blazer and a shirt or whatever. Scarves are really nice too, especially if like if you're in the office and it's kind of chilly. Just having like a scarf. That's the way you can add a pop of color to a neutral outfit. I love earrings. There's shoes. You could do shoes that are like a statement piece to add something to it. So it's just basically the idea is to have your foundation and then incorporate little statement pieces or personality pieces so you can create different looks with them.
I'm absolutely the person that goes shopping every time there's an event. And now that you're saying it, I was like, most of my clothes are like this one outfit works for it.
Right.
Okay. That's
Because what happens is
yeah,
when you do that, when you go shopping, then you end up with like this closet full of just all these clothes that you're not wearing because you're like, I bought it for, it's like extra trendy or something. So you bought it for that one occasion. And it sometimes doesn't match which the other items that you have in your closet. I was working with
true.
a client yesterday and she was like, I feel like nothing goes with anything in my closet because when you keep buying trendy pieces or just buying things on a whim, nothing is working together. So when you walk in your closet to get dressed for a regular day, you're like, I don't have nothing to wear. So it's just kind of like doing the purge, doing the closet purge, seeing what you have, and then figuring out, okay, what are the gaps? Do I need more blouses? Do I need more pants? And then getting those quality pieces in there so you can mix and match it with different things.
Making a note
I
so
didn't
that
mean to come for you today.
I mean, I was here for a good conversation. I didn't need you all in my closet, just talking to the people. The audience might need your help.
Right.
Coming for the hosts, it's a little bit much. I wasn't ready. Yeah, let's talk social. So as just like when it comes to the workplace professional, what seems professional, socially there's so many different styles, right? There's boho chic where you can dress like Erica Badu.
Mhm.
There is the minimalist. Well, NDRE is kind of minimalist, I would say. Then you have like the super trendy where you have like somebody like Jada Pinkett, and her style is essentially like classic but more chic.
Mhm.
Little and you have like Taraji P Henson, who's a little bit more trendy. There's so many different styles and so many different ways that you can dress, and which means that there's a lot of different personalities. You can even be sporty and just have a lot of athletic wear.
Mhm.
But how do we make sure? Because I know a lot of there are probably a lot of women who get stuck in this leggings and t-shirts phase where hey, hey, we have social events. You're not wearing leggings to the brunch. What are you doing? Let's
Right.
go ahead. Let's go ahead and class it up just a little bit. What are some pieces that we can get for social events?
Yeah. Well, and I guess when I'm it's the same concept pretty much as far as for your professional wardrobe you will want to have staple pieces, but for your personal wardrobe you can have staple pieces as well. And then also I want to make sure I'm clear though, that you don't have to necessarily have one space in your wardrobe for professional and one for personal. They can very much so overlap. In fact, I feel like it's better when they overlap because again, you're wearing it more, which means you're getting more out of the money that you spent.
Hmm.
And then two, it's a great way to marry your personal side with your professional side. So when you're in these professional settings, you don't feel like you have to be someone else. You're still expressing who you are.
Right, right.
So for your socially or your personal wardrobe, you can definitely have those staple items. Like I love a good distressed jean. Oh my goodness. If I could wear them all day, every day, I would. And I technically can. But I feel like that is definitely a staple. Like a good pair of jeans. Maybe you want a boyfriend cut jean or a skinny jean, whatever jean is like your thing. You want to have a quality pair in your wardrobe. And then whatever is like your personal style, making sure that you have that incorporated in different ways. So, of course, if it's a social event and you have to dress up, maybe you want to wear a more fancy blouse, having those type of things in your wardrobe, a good pair of heels, some fun heels that you can wear if like you're going out with the girls or something like that. Fun skirts and dresses. I love skirts and dresses, especially for like outings with the girls or whatever date night. Like having some really nice dresses. I know the whole thing, or a common thing that people know, like little black dress.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in having, yes, a little black dress, but a little white dress as well. I love jumpsuits. So again, I'm tapping into my personal style. I have jumpsuits for more fancier occasions, and I have jumpsuits that are for more casual. So a big thing about this and about this question is understanding your personal style. That's a big thing. And a lot of women during the pandemic have lost their sense of style because they've
Mm.
been wearing lounge clothes for over a year. And so it's super important to really hone in on what is my personal style? What do I want the message to be when I have on an outfit? And then
Right.
how can I incorporate those pieces both professionally and personally? That's what's really about. And then, okay, well, those staple pieces, it's just kind of different layers that you're building upon, but it's so worth it at the end.
That's good that you brought that up because the we're going to talk a little bit more about the entrepreneur side, because there's this idea of what professionalism is and what that looks like, and how we as Black women present in that space. Whether, like I said, whether it's our hair, our earrings, or the tops we wear, the form fitting or the loose fitting, depending on, what we feel most comfortable in. If people who are coming are, I would say, women who are coming out of the workforce to, I mean, well, out of working for someone else to now being entrepreneurs,
Mhm.
there is this idea of, some of us have this idea of what professionalism is based on corporate. This is what I wear at corporate. This is what it is. This is the avatar of who I am in those clothes,
Mhm.
versus, like you mentioned, having a healthy commingling of your business and personal attire, so that your personal professional look very similar, because it still brings out your personality.
Mhm.
What advice in style can you offer to entrepreneurs who are looking to establish their personal brand, have statements that are positively reflecting in their clothing about what their brand is, who they stand for, and how they establish themselves in their industry?
Yeah, yeah. So I always tell entrepreneurs that when, and this goes for anyone, but when someone has that first encounter with you, and as human beings, that usually is a visual encounter, right? So if
Hmm.
I go onto your website, if I go onto your social media, if I see you at an event, as humans, we start forming an opinion about that person within the first 5 to 7 seconds. And
Right.
so that's a short amount of time where usually only thing they see is what you're wearing. They may see, other things like your body language, maybe how you're speaking, but what you're wearing is the first way to communicate your message and your brand before you even open your mouth to say, hi, this is my brand.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's super important. I always tell female entrepreneurs that whatever you're wearing when you have to show up for your business, make sure it speaks to who you want to speak to. If your target audience is, I don't know, I'm just making up something. Maybe it is Black women in corporate or whatever. You want to make sure that whatever you're wearing speaks to them and speaks to your brand aesthetic, speaks to the message that you're trying to send off. Like, I'll use myself as an example. If my brand is all about helping professional women and women entrepreneurs feel confident and powerful, I'm not going to show up for them at an event, or even like in this setting,
Right.
with my old college hoodie on, my hair, and in a scarf, or not a scarf, but maybe it's wild. Like, I'm going to show up with that confidence and power, because that's what one, it's a part of my story, and I had to gain that confidence and power within myself as well.
Hmm.
But two, I want to show, I'm really big on representation, and I want to show other Black women you have the confidence, you have the power. I'm not anyone special. Taraji's not anyone special. Beyonce's not anyone special. We all have it. It's just a matter of seeing that for yourself and being like, okay, I need to show up like her. So, and I kind of got off on a rant, I feel like. But basically, you want what you're wearing to immediately give off the message that you're trying to send. If you work with kids and you need to, and essentially parents are your customers or whatever, you want whatever you're wearing to be welcoming, to be fun, but also trustworthy, right? Because you're being trusted with these kids. So you just want whatever you're wearing to first communicate that message about your brand, and then everything else will fall in line to kind of seal the deal or whatever.
Right.
So because there's a lot of very, very, very intelligent people out here who have their businesses, but they may not be getting the traction that they want when they go out to events or whatever. It's because, like, let's just spruce it up a little bit. Let's just, add a little flair and everything, because that, as much as we say don't judge a book by its cover, and I, completely agree with that, but when it comes to us just being humans, we do that. We do it, especially in professional settings. So you just want to make sure that you're still staying true to yourself, but still making sure, hey, I'm about my business. You're going to respect me and such. Because another thing too, just speaking on the lines of entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs definitely fall into the trap of wearing the sweats and tees every day, because they, on a normal basis, don't really have to be seen for real, depending on your industry. And I remember one day someone had told me a story about how they were going to meet someone to help with like their marketing of their business, and they met up at a coffee shop, and the woman who was going to provide the services showed up. I mean, it might as well have been them rolling out of bed. And the person I was talking to was like, they decided not to work with them, because how you show up, if you take yourself seriously, others will take you seriously as well.
Right.
That's the kind of thing you want to think about, because I try to make sure that I don't, because I'm in the industry, a style industry, where it can come off very vain. Like, oh, make sure you look pretty, but that's not the message at all. You want to make sure you're representing who you are, your best self right now, and the level that you're going to, and then also still incorporating who you are, so people can know you and get to know who your true authentic self is. So I know that was a long answer, but
no, that I'm glad that you took that route. Even your rant was necessary, because a lot of what I have seen and what I've talked to when I'm talking to other people, there are people who spend so much time dolling up everything that it makes me not want to do anything, because I'm just like, I want to be as fun in my clothing as I feel on the inside. But good Lord, if you spend 45 minutes on makeup, I am not doing anything. I'm not being a part of that.
yeah.
So, and unfortunately, that goes into the whole femininity thing of looking feminine, dressing feminine, acting feminine. What are some pitfalls that women fall into in dealing with that? Well, you got to dress feminine, and you got to look like this. You have to wear makeup, and you have to wear earrings, and if you don't wear jewelry, you're going to look like, you're going to be perceived as such. So what are some pitfalls that women tend to fall into, and how can we possibly maneuver around those things?
Yeah, that's a good question. That definitely goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, we were conditioned to believe you have to wear it. Like, my grandma always said, "Don't walk out that house with no earrings on." So now I still, to this day, will not. Well, no, now I'm like, I don't care. Like, if I need to run to the store real quick, that's just what I have to do. Yeah, like, women fall into that trap of, especially, social media. I have such a love-hate relationship with it, because you see, even like on YouTube and everywhere, you see everyone beating their face. So now, like, I see teenage girls now, because I used to mentor young high school girls, and they would come up and I'm like, what is this all on your face? Is that necessary for high school? Like, and maybe it's because I come from a different generation, but it's important that we don't allow these things like, oh, I gotta beat my face, I gotta make sure I contour, I gotta wear all the lashes, I gotta have the long
Caterpillars across your eyelids. I don't understand it.
listen, the lashes thing has gotten out of control.
Out of control. Oh,
And I'm just like, but you don't need that. And I just really want women to see their unfiltered beauty. Like, what do, because I always say, this is why I used to tell my high school girls, I used to do a prom drive, and I always tell them, like, it's very easy for you to wear a cute outfit. It very much so. But to me, there's no point in you being cute when inside, when you go home and you take off that outfit, you take off all the makeup, lashes, hair, everything, and you look in the mirror and you hate yourself. There is no point. There is nothing worth more than my love and peace with myself.
yeah.
And that is what I want women to understand. Like, and don't get me wrong, I love makeup. I love playing makeup. I like getting my nails done. I like all those things. But I need to be at peace with who I am when all of that stuff goes away first. So there's so much like internal work that needs to be done. And unfortunately, a lot of women seek the external stuff to feel good. They're like, oh, you look good, you feel good. Yeah, for a second, but let's unpack a couple of other layers really quick.
Right.
And that's when you can really get down into the details of why, they may feel like I have to do this because I was told that, my mom said I have to always have my nails done. I have to always put on a little lipstick, all those type of things. There's just so much unlearning that I think we need to do.
That's good. The unfiltered beauty is something I think we don't talk about a lot. I understood what Alicia Keys was trying to go for in that, because she has the makeup no makeup look. But hopefully there's more of a movement on it. I know that makeup sales are probably out of the world ridiculous at being in the pandemic, because people are just like, oh, I want to try this, I want to do this, I need to put this on my face. And like you said, it feeling good because you look good lasts as long as the outfit does.
Yeah.
Or even shorter, lasts as long as the outfit brings that attention. You know what I mean? And if we can learn how to have that validation in ourselves, where our clothes are less um, um, attention seeking and reflective of more reflective of how we feel. We can walk in the room with confidence. We can walk in the room feeling empowered. We can walk in the room knowing that, we've got it regardless. I think that makes a bigger, more long lasting statement than, and it's more impactful than someone who just put on an outfit to try to be cute, to cover up whatever substance they're lacking.
Exactly. Yeah. I just took some notes there. He said some good things there. But yeah, it's something that we have to unlearn and just really unpack. And so a lot of my heart and my passion is helping women. That's why I wrote the book. That's why I still well, I haven't done it since the pandemic, but mentoring the young girls is because I need you to see who you are first before you try to
Right.
throw on all these cute outfits.
Yeah, because even with our hair, there's so much that we have to unlearn about what the beauty standard is. I mean, I remember one of my first financial jobs, and I was on the phone with my oldest sister, and I was just like, yeah, I walked to the bank and my hair was down. It was in braids, but it was down and not pulled back. And I was just like, yeah, I walked into the job, and I was telling people, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And she was like, why were you apologizing? And I was like, because my hair wasn't back. Why were you apologizing? Well, my hair wasn't, I'm sorry, your hair wasn't what? And she made me like stop to think about, one, nobody at that branch looked like me. Two, there's no reason for me to apologize about the way that I show up. I was clean. My clothes were ironed. I was dressed properly to fit the standard of what a banker should look like. in that setting.
Mhm.
And having my hair down versus pulled back did not take away from what I was producing at that time. And it's just like, oh, okay, okay, all right, okay. So I can wear my hair. I mean, I'm glad that I have locks now. Thank because my hair is thick, so I'm glad I don't have to deal with any of that. Whether my locks are up, down, curly, straight, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm showing up as I am. So
Right.
learning not to apologize for the space that you're occupying in the style that you like, the style that you own, and even learning how to try some different things. So
Mhm.
if a person was hesitant about trying different things, whether it be earrings, whether it be lipstick, whether it be statement pieces,
Mhm.
what are some ways that they can, like, just dip a toe in the pool? Just how can I don't want to go swimming yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
How can I just want to see what the water temperature is like over there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I tell people to ease into it. Like, no one's going to take the plunge
Yeah.
immediately. Like, you have to ease into it. And so, depending on what you want to incorporate, maybe if it's, for example, if it's someone who says, I want to incorporate more color, I get that a lot. A lot of women want to incorporate more color in
Hmm.
their wardrobe, and they're just so used to wearing like all black, all gray, navy, or something like that. To ease into it, maybe one day, instead of wearing your typical just gold small pair of earrings, let's maybe do an earring in a yellow, or a small earring in red, or something like that. Whatever you want your power color to be.
Hmm.
Just doing small things with like your earrings, or I even tell women, maybe your nail polish, maybe when you get your nails done, try a different color and see if you like it. And then also too, if you want to incorporate more colors, you can use other types of accessories, like I mentioned, scarves. Like, if you want to wear an all black outfit but you want to incorporate more colors, have like a scarf and maybe like a royal blue or something, and
Mm.
that will immediately elevate your outfit, and it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing too much too soon. And it will really make you feel good because people are going to compliment that for sure. Not to say that we should live off of people's compliments, but let's be honest, sometimes when we do something different and it catches someone's eye, you're like, okay, all right, this
I
is
found
safe,
it.
we're good.
Oh yes. I found the thing.
Exactly. So just finding different small ways. I always say accessories. Accessories are less of a risk because depending on where you shop, they're not as expensive. Also, too, I love thrifting. I haven't been thrifting in a very long time, but I love thrifting, and thrifting is good for those who want to try a different style. Maybe they want to get into dresses or something like that, but they don't want to invest when they go to like the big brand stores yet or whatever. But you can still go to a thrift store and find a $5 or $7 dress in a good quality, and you can give it a try. And if it's something that you like, you're like, okay, let's move down the path of getting more. But if you realize, you know what, dresses aren't my thing, whew, I'm glad it was only $5 to $7 versus a 50 or 70 or $100 dress or something like that. So just ease into it, baby steps. There's lots of ways that you can try different styles that are not as big of a risk, but it can definitely be an indicator as you're trying to find out your new style.
I am going to try that.
Okay.
I'm going to try that. I I have been thinking about accessories for a very long time because my one of my sisters does accessories very well. Probably not going to go as far as she does, but trying a ring or a bracelet or earrings or even a necklace, I feel is safe.
Mm-hmm.
You just try a little bit, see how I like it, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted, let you know.
Yes, let me know.
So you wrote a book
Yes.
last year, and or that was published last year, called "Get Up and Get Dressed."
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about the book.
Yes, this is my baby. Get up and get dressed. I'll first say, like, this book, I didn't want to write it at first. I'll be honest with you. I did not want to write it, and I procrastinated, and God finally sat me down, and I think a part of sitting down was the pandemic, and he said, I need you to sit down and write this book and finish it.
Mhm.
So I started writing a little bit in the 2019, but the beginning of last year is when I really dug into it and really started the publishing process as well. So Get Up and Get Dressed. This is a woman's guide to looking and feeling powerful according to God's image. And I take you through my journey to self confidence, my journey to purpose, my journey to navigating heartbreak, my journey into, dealing with the own comparing myself to others. I take you through some of the experiences that I had to deal with, and then providing a guide on how to start the process of overcoming those things, because all those little things like people pleasing, I definitely was a people pleaser. Thank God I am delivered from that. Um, perfectionism that likes to creep in sometimes. Comparison likes to creep in. Different types of triggers just from traumatic experiences that I've had in life. Learning how to not let that defeat me in a way that
Mhm.
I can still show up looking and feeling a powerful according to God's image first. You want to show up in the fullness of God first, and
Right.
then show up with whatever you want to wear. So it's a straightforward approach to doing that and helping women with their insecurities and any limiting thoughts they may have. It does have some style tips in it as well, but it's really about, let's unpack what's in here first, and then
Mhm.
let's work on your style. So yeah, so that's Get Up and Get Dressed.
Thank you. That I think having books like that, especially books that are catered toward us, where it's not like I'm just selling you on the idea that, oh, if you do these things, you could be pretty. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
at least perceived as pretty or perceived as beautiful because you're wearing this eccentric piece, or because you have this headdress or this top or this bottom or these shoes. I like the work that you're talking about that has to be done inside so that it's reflected outside.
Mm-hmm.
That because we can, like you said, we can wear whatever outfit. I can wear what Beyonce had on at an award show, but at the end of the day, I know that I'm still going to feel how Leah feels.
Yeah.
Like all that attention is probably going to, and I'm not going to dress like Beyonce every day. Let me just
Right.
be honest.
Right.
I'm not going to do it. But I like that we acknowledge that there is work that has to be done, some unlearning when it comes to the conditioning, especially of our bodies and what we perceive as beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Because regardless if I got hips or regardless if I'm amply bosomed or whatever the case may be, I am made in the image of God, and He says it is good. So,
Mm-hmm.
therefore, I am good, and I need to start treating my body as such.
Yep.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. If there's some things that you're concerned about in your body, work on them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, you can't sit around and complain that the coffee is hot or cold and you don't do anything to fix it. Like, do the thing.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I was gonna say, yeah, that's important. Like I'm definitely working out now because I gained weight through the pandemic, and I
As we
work
all
out
have.
now more so for my mental health than my physical health than anything. But um, you we the power we have power in the choices that we want to make, right? So if you say, I don't like this gut, I'm going to work on it. Okay, work on it. But if you say, well, I'm not going to wear that, or you start beating yourself up because of the gut, but you don't want to, like, you just have to just be so okay with yourself, basically. Like,
Right.
yes, I got this gut. I know what works that's going to flatter it, and I'm going to go about my business and live my life. Because and this hurts my heart, but there are so many women who will stop living life just because of clothes, and that kills me. That's a big part of the reason why I do what I do, because they'll like not go to an event with their friends, or they won't go on a date, or they won't go to whatever, because they're like, I don't feel good with any of my clothes. I don't like how I look. None of
Mm,
these clothes work for me. And I'm like, but you're missing out on the opportunity to just live life because of this fabric. Like that really hurts me. So that's a big part of the work that I do. Even if I'm doing my shopping and styling services, I help the women understand that, whatever's holding you back as far as these self-limiting thoughts and the things that are defeating you mentally, we have to work on that, because if you're going to invest in me, I can help you with the clothes, but you
right.
have to do the investment within yourself to really get the true return on that. Because ain't no point in me shopping for all this clothes for you if you're not wearing them because you don't like how you look. What are we doing?
Right. And how crazy is it to spend, anywhere from $7 to 150 on an outfit and just for you to go, I'm still ugly.
Mm,
What are what are we doing this for? What are
hmm.
we doing this for? Because then that means you have to deal with some stuff in you. You
Yeah.
have to you have to figure out, okay, well, no, I don't look like X, but I'm Leah beautiful.
Hmm.
I'm Shaquanna beautiful. I'm
Hmm.
like, I'm my own standard,
Yeah.
you know.
Something just popped in my mind just now. Not loving yourself is expensive. When you don't love yourself, that's when you go out of your way to spend all this money on makeup, all this money on lashes and brows and wigs and all the latest brand of clothing, because you don't love yourself enough to just be authentically you. So when you love yourself and truly believe in yourself and accept yourself, that can be a good cost savings thing.
Right. That is, oh, I love the way you put that. That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. I know there are probably people who are listening to this, men and women, who are just like, I really did spend all that money on the watch, the clothes, the shoes, the car, the house, and I am still miserable.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
But
That's
that
real.
is, it is like that. I don't my bank account is not that big. I am not. I
Right.
I can't afford to pay that price.
Right.
And
Right.
that's a hefty ticket.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a hefty ticket. I
Yep.
don't think I can. I don't think.
Oh,
Jesus therapy is what we do here. Is do the
yeah.
work. Really take
Yeah.
care of yourself, your mind, body, and spirit. Make sure that, everything is working in agreement so that you're not saying on one hand, I want to look pretty, but also on the other hand, reinforcing the negative thoughts that other people have
Yeah.
told you, whether they say, oh, big girls can't dress, skinny girls can only wear these prints, you don't fit in this size category or another size category, so you just wear cloth. Like, listening to what other people say just because they, who have never walked in your shoes,
Yeah.
because they have an opinion, does not mean they're right. So
Exactly.
I'm hoping that you all would contact Shaquanna, to, even if you are not able to use, if even if she's not able to help you, she'll be able to get you the resources necessary. But thank you, Shaquanna, for having this conversation with me. This is your time to plug any and everything you have going on, including your book, and let people know how they can contact you, or if you have any courses they can take or any other resources that they can use.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you again, Leah, for this opportunity. And if anyone wants to stay connected with me on social, I am on LinkedIn and Instagram the most. Shaquanna Chappelle on both of those. And I love engaging with other women who, just either want help with their style or just, want to talk more about that style confidence piece. Definitely connect with me and send me a message, and we can definitely chat it up. You can also go to my website, shaquannachappelle.com, and you can learn more about me and my business. You can definitely get your copy of Get Up and Get Dressed on my website as well. Just click the menu option for book, and you can learn more about the book, more details, see some testimonials from it as well. And you can also grab your copy for you, your daughter, your niece, and especially our young queens in our life. Definitely grab a copy for them. And then my services that I offer is called the Power Style Experience. So it's all about it's a personal shopping and styling experience for busy professional women entrepreneurs who have to show up consistently, but they don't like to shop or they don't like to put together outfits or whatever. So I offer experiences within the Power Style Experience package that range from just shopping and styling to closet purging to retainer services as well. So definitely check out my website, shaquannachappelle.com, to learn more. And then I will definitely be seeing those on the socials as well, on LinkedIn and Instagram.
Thank you so much. Y'all make sure y'all check her out. If this conversation is any indication, she's got a lot of good stuff.
Yes.
Like even just looking at her Instagram profile, she knows her stuff. So make sure you hit her up. Make sure you always support. We love supporting our Black business owners. We love supporting people who are passionate in owning the space they occupy in their business, in their industry. And also, after you follow Shaquanna, make sure you follow us at Take Up Space Podcast. It's Take Up Space POD on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then also follow us on YouTube, where you can see all the videos and you get all the updates of what we have going on for the podcast and for Champions of Discourse. Thank you so much, Shaquanna, for being a part of the show. I know that you've helped me out, even though I was came for a lot. Like, it's coming for me.
It's all out
There's a lot of
love.
that was I felt love, but whew, the stinging. Whew, goodness, I'm going to my closet right after this. But thank you so much for having the conversation. Make sure y'all go and support her. Thank you all for tuning in. You all have a great day.